What's up YouTube? What's up Instagram? My name's Dan and I'm gonna give you a review on this Super73 ZX electric bike. I've been waiting a while to get one. I just haven't pulled the trigger and I finally did, and I couldn't be happier to have it in front of me today. I haven't opened it yet, I haven't looked at it, but before I get into that, I want to give a huge shout out to my boy Roger over at Super73 customer service department. He was an awesome help during the ordering process. Even hooked me up with this free t-shirt. So shout out to Roger. And we're gonna open this up. I'm gonna give you a real review here. I'm not gonna blow smoke. I'm gonna tell you the truth about how it was and how it works. Because I looked everywhere for this thing before I actually bought it, and nobody really did any reviews. It was hard to tell if it was gonna be too small for me or too big for me. I'm 5'10", and I really wanted to have a cool looking electric bike that nobody else had. But it was hard to figure out if it was going to be the right one for me or not. So let's get into the review. Let's open this box up and see how it is. All right, so right off the bat here, as I open the box up, you can see that it's a semi-built bike. Has a lot of packaging around it, some foam to protect the handlebars here, and a box of, it looks like, the battery and maybe some extra parts that I need to put on. But we're gonna pull it out here and we're gonna get it set up. Looks like the battery's in this box here. We're gonna set that aside. Not sure what's in this box, but we'll find out in a little bit. Ooh, boy. Look at her. Nice. That is a sweet looking e-bike. Alright, so that was just some extra packing, just like these pieces here. We can stick those back in the box to be disposed of. I'm gonna leave the seat wrapped up for right now. That way I don't have any issues with it. I don't want to scratch it or damage it while I'm doing that. But let's see what's inside of this box here. We got two smaller boxes. The first one is going to be the instruction manual and the tool set, along with the pedals, and looks to be some reflectors and the hardware to put those on. So we'll get to that in a little bit here. Second little box is going to be the charger for the battery. Gonna need that. All right, so now that I have the little boxes unpacked, let's get into opening the actual bike up. Protective piece of foam there. On the back, on the bike itself here, I have a bag that is going to be the handlebar bolts and the plate to hold it in place. Super cool. They have their name engraved right into that, Super73. Nice. Looks like I got a zip tie here that I need to cut off. So let me get some cutters over here. Trusty side cutters. Just cut that right off of there. Big zip tie holding that out of the way. Have another one down here in front of the cables. Be careful not to cut the cables. All right, now it's just gonna flip right up into place there. I'm gonna hold it there with my legs for a second while I get these bolts out. Four hex bolts, sorry, that you have to put on the handlebars here. It has a little groove to get you started. I'm just starting with my hand until I can get over here to grab the hex wrench that is included in the hardware kit. So they give you a 13 and a 15 wrench, as well as a hex Allen wrench to tighten these down. Now I do suggest that I'm gonna loosely tighten these down into place. That way I can sit on the bike for the final adjustment. That's what I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna tighten them down in a cross pattern. That way I'm evening the tightness and I don't snap that bracket off. Again, leaving it just a little loose so I can adjust it once I get into that final stage. I'm going to set that off to the side and we'll keep moving on. Alright, so the next thing that it says to do in the directions are to open up the pedals, and we're going to put those on using the supplied wrench. Now there's a left and a right side to these, so you want to check that out before you put them on. That way you make sure you put them on the right side. They're just going to thread on. Nice and easy. Always important to start it by hand. So we don't cross thread it and you don't damage it as you put it on. So if it doesn't go on easy, you want to back it out just in case. Like this one went on a little tight. I just want to be sure that it's on right. I'm going to back it out first and start over. Make sure it's nice and snug using the 15 side of that wrench that they supplied you with. All right, they're on there nice and snug. Now we're gonna look at the next step on the instructions and move on from there. All right, so the next step that they recommend is making sure that the tires are pushed up to the right pressure between 27 and 30 pounds. I have a little compressor here I'm going to get plugged in, and then we can use that to test and make sure that our pressures are the right pressure in the tires. Alright, so if it's a little hard to hear me, it's because the compressor's running, but we got to go ahead and take the valve stems off here. Little caps. Make sure you don't lose those. Set those valve caps to the side. All right, so I inflated the tires to 28 pounds simply because it said between 27 and 30. So I didn't want to take it all the way up to 30, so I put it at 28 pounds of pressure, front and rear tires. Now, on to the next step, which is going to be charging the battery. So I need to set up the battery to charge, and then I'm going to continue to unwrap the rest of the bike here and make sure everything's buttoned up the way it should be. All right, let's get this battery opened up and then figure out how we got to charge it. So we want to charge the battery enough. I believe they say 24 hours before using it for the first time. So definitely make sure that we use that recommended amount to charge this battery up. Six to 8 hours before the first ride. Sorry, I was wrong about that. 6 to 8 hours before the first ride when you're first charging it. So in this battery box here that they've supplied with us is an awesome packaging, by the way. I already took the top off there, but great packaging for this battery. Really impressed by that. Make sure that you get the key out of the battery box because that's where that was located. I almost threw that into the trash there. So I'm going to set that box to the side and make sure that later I have all the boxes open and all the stuff out of them before I discard them. All right, so back to that charger that we had earlier. Just got to open that up, get it plugged into the wall. I love that they wrap this in plastic, that way it doesn't get scratched up while being transported in delivery. That is super nice. Who wants to spend all that money for a bike and get scratched up parts because it got messed up in shipping? So on the side of it, right next to the switch here, you're going to see that there's a plug that works with the charging plug. Make sure you put it in the right way. It looks like it goes in a specific way. Yep, slides right into a groove there. Love the branding, by the way, Super73. Awesome job. Their battery's branded, has their logo, the little lightning bolt, and it's got a battery indicator on the side here. Once it's charged up, I'm sure it's going to show that it has a charge there. But awesome job with your branding. Love it. Be right back. All right, so the battery's over there charging. It is showing the indicator light as red, so it will be charging, and when the light turns green, I'm assuming that means that it's ready. But again, make sure you're charging it for that 6 to 8 hours of battery time. All right, so battery's charging. Let's unwrap the rest of this bike and get those handlebars set in the right position for me. All right, there she is with everything unwrapped on it. This is the Ron Burgundy edition, so it's has a maroon color to it. But now I'm going to get into tightening those handlebars down to the right angle for me and for my riding position. So let's grab that Allen key that I set off to the side earlier, and we'll tighten it down. Now the nice part is you can always go back and adjust these if you need to after the fact. Make sure you're being careful with this Allen key. You don't want to scratch up your beautiful handlebars with that black paint job on them. Make sure that they're being tightened down, but not damaging anything. All right, so now that they're tightened down, you have my riding position here. And as you can see, I put them up a little bit. That way they're not super low on me and I can feel comfortable while controlling the bike. I can always adjust them if I find out that they're a little too high for me. As you can see, it's a great position. My feet are flat on the floor. I don't feel like I'm, stretching to reach the ground, and I don't feel like I am uncomfortably on the bike. Seat's got a nice cushion to it. I can sit up closer to the handlebars, or I can sit back further, positioning myself on the seat wherever I choose. Because it is that long banana style seat, as you will, that the classic bikes used to have. But this is an awesome feeling bike so far. I can't wait for that battery to get charged up so I can take it for the first spin. But first initial feeling of this is it's a good bike with a good position to ride, my feet on the pedals, and I feel like I have ample amount of room on this bike. Being 5'10", I feel like it's not too small, not too big for me, and I'll definitely be able to get lots of fun out of this thing. So bear with me while the battery charges, and we'll come back and we'll do a review during and after our first ride. So catch you later. Alright, what's up everybody? So it's the next day. Obviously you can see my outfit's changed. But we're going to take this thing for a ride. I let it charge up the 6 to 8 hours like recommended for the first time. I got it turned on, and I'm going to give you an honest review about how it is when I get back. Alright, so I do have the throttle edition because we are in the United States. So I can use that, or I can click through the modes and use pedal assist. So right now I'm just going to put it on pedal assist level 1 and see how we go. Alright, so initial reaction to the bike. Once you get the momentum behind it, the pedal assist works great. If you need to get a little bit more momentum, definitely higher levels. Level 2 gets you going a little bit faster, but it is really nice to have that throttle because you can just hold that down and get going, and then once you're going you can pedal and keep it moving at the same momentum. I did get up to 21 miles an hour with the throttle full out, and it feels great. It rides great, super smooth, and I can't say enough about this thing. This is an awesome bike so far. Can't wait to take it on weekend rides and see how it holds up and how it rides compared to other electric bikes out there. My wife and 2 friends have their own electric bikes. But yeah, I'm going to continue doing videos about it, and definitely keep an eye out on my detailing page. I am going to be talking about the importance of detailing these things just like you would a car, keeping them clean, because they are an investment. Just like any other vehicle, you do want to get them clean and keep everything in tip-top shape. So yeah, stay tuned. Check out DS Mobile Detailing on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm going to be posting on there and on YouTube, so keep an eye out, and I'll catch you guys later.